Good morning, my dear candidates.
Good morning, sir.
What a wonderful day. Today, we are here to celebrate our Republic Day. And this happens to be the 71st Republic Day. You'll agree with me, in the last about 70 years of our Republic, India has achieved great heights. How do I say that? Because today, militarily, we are one of the most powerful nations of the world. And in many fields, India is leading the world. And if you see the progress India has made, we are today the third largest army. We are also the fourth largest air force. We are a nuclear power nation, a responsible nuclear power nation. So in every field you'll find India is progressing a lot. But at the same time, my dear boys and girls, there are numerous challenges. You'll agree. There is economic challenge. The economy needs a revival. There is a challenge of corruption. There are challenges of unemployment and also population. And likewise, there are numerous more challenges which our country is facing. But I'm sure India will be able to overcome that. We will be victorious. But I am worried about the two challenges. Two, that is the divisive tendencies in our country. You know, India is a country of multi-religions, multi-caste. To be exact, there are 600 castes and creeds, and there are 9 major religions. And unfortunately, if you read the past, if you go into the history of the past, we have been fighting among ourselves. The Indians have been the greatest enemies of Indians. Whenever the nation rises and there are such kind of divisive tendencies which also. I'll give you an example. If you just study 1000 years of history, my dear boys and girls, can you believe 700 years we were subjugated? We are ruled by some foreign power, either the Mughals or the Delhi Sultanate or the British. Imagine in the last 1000 years, 700 years we are ruled. Why so? Because as a country, we could never be united. We will fight for our caste, we will fight for our creed, we will fight for our religion, we will fight for our state. But when it comes to the nation, India, we have doubts. Unfortunately, we cannot get together under the same flag. And these divisive tendencies are raising their head again. We can take care of everything. But if you rise against your own interest, some of you, then of course it is very, very difficult. Boys and girls, now how to overcome this challenge? I am hopeful that we will be able to overcome that, because it is the youth who can play a vital role. Why I am saying the youth? Because 65% of our population is below 35. 52% of our population is below 25. So India is virtually the most youthful nation of the world. Our average age of Indians is 28 plus, whereas the average age of Americans and the Chinese is 39 plus. So we have a great advantage. So I'm sure if the youth, they unite, they understand that these divisive tendencies are very dangerous for India. Boys and girls, just imagine the borders can be taken care of by the soldiers, by the armed forces. But what happens inside? The 4th generation war and the 5th generation war is fought by the small band of groups within you. And by the way, to inside these groups, you know who's playing a very big role? And we Indians are unaware of it. It is the ISI, Inter-Services Intelligence of Pakistan. Let me tell you, if you have seen the number of videos, it is considered the most powerful intelligence organization in the world, by the way. More dangerous more powerful than the American CIA or the Russians KGB. It is the ISI which is considered the most strong intelligence agencies. So, my dear students, in the last 1000 years, I said that for 700 years, we Indians were subjugated. We were ruled by the other forces, like the Mughals, like the British. Now, if you just study this period of history, I will give you such examples in which you will realize that it is our own internal forces which have been responsible for the downfall of the country. Imagine in 1191 and 92, you will agree, when the Muhammad Ghori attacked India, who invited him? He was invited by the Jaichand to settle score with Prithviraj, who was ruling Delhi and Ajmer. See this, we were not able to unite together. Look at this, who was Jaichand and who was Prithviraj? They were related also. Prithviraj had married Jaichand's daughter, but he is the one to become the Delhi's king. Internally, we Indians played games with each other, and he brought Muhammad Ghori. Of course, militarily, Prithviraj was much more powerful, but his army was motivated, experienced, and based on the religious supremacy they wanted to establish. And because of the latest technique of the battle, that time they defeated Prithviraj. And what happened? Next 300 years plus, who ruled India? It is the Delhi Sultanate. The slave dynasty came, one after another. The Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, Raja Sultan, Alauddin Khilji, Tughlaqs, and this dynasty continued for 300 years. Indians were ruled virtually. There were small kingdoms like in Rajasthan and other places were independent. But this dynasty expanded. And look what happened after 300 years. You know the case of the first battle of Panipat. This was another decisive battle which we Indians fought. And Babur, who invited him? He was invited by Rana Sanga to settle again the score of the Delhi king. That time it was Ibrahim Lodi. 1526, this battle was fought. Babur came with latest technology. He had some artillery guns with him, but he had a small force, by the way. He came just about with a 40,000 force, and he could defeat an army of more than 1 lakh. Again, on modern technology, better training, more motivated soldiers, and the technology also helps you. If you adopt the new technology, then you tend to win. It has been the case of all the battles of the future. And what happened thereafter? Look at this. Even Rana Sanga, who invited Babur, who thought of becoming the king of Delhi, was defeated by Babur in the Battle of Khanwa in 1527. And Babur became the king, and the Mughal Empire ruled India for another 200 years. What happened thereafter? How the British established their empire? 1757, I will take you to the Battle of Plassey. What happened? Siraj-ud-Dawla had a huge army. And who was opposite him? Clive, with just 32,000 forces. Of course, technologically again he was better advanced. But he knew how to divide India. The British used this technique throughout. Divide and rule. And Mir Jafar was one of the main figures in Siraj-ud-Dawla's army. In fact, his general, he sided with the British. He let down his own king. And what happened? Clive defeated huge army of Siraj-ud-Dawla. It was more than 1 lakh. 32,000 pitching against 1 lakh. It is because Mir Jafar refused to fight in that, and he sided. He kept looking at the battle. He became a king, and he himself was defeated by Clive in 1764 in the Battle of Buxar, which was another decisive battle. So look at, these were the decisive battles which thereafter the British ruled India for more than 200 years. Boys and girls, look, out of 1,000 years, 700 years, you were ruled by others. Now, if you neglect the national security, and if you have this kind of divisive forces, which are your greatest enemies, because you can tackle the people coming from outside, because you can see them. You have the information, you have the army to tackle it. But what happens inside? These forces weaken you, and they eat the country's resources and the country's strength from inside. These enemies are bigger, much bigger. They will weaken the country, and these divisive forces again raising their head. What happened in 47? India had already a division of the country based on simply religious ground. Again, the same situation is rising. And of course, the second thing I said, one is the divisive forces, and the second is the neglect of the national security. I will give you an example, very recent example. After independence, Jawaharlal Nehru was told by his generals, sir, we need to modernize the army. But what was his answer? He says, you can Google and you can see this statements and the conversation with his chiefs. He said, we are a non-aligned nation. We never attack. We follow ahimsa. We follow Panchsheel. If we are not going to attack any country, who's going to attack us? So we don't. He said the army can help out the civil administration in many other ways, but he refused to spend any money for modernization. Look what happened. The same Chinese whom Nehru considered his best friends attacked India in 1962. What was the result? Look at this, the most humiliating defeat in our history we ever got. It was the most humiliating defeat of India. And Nehru, because of that, died just after a year and a half. And look, the same government thereafter paid enough attention to the national security. And what happened in 1971? Boys and girls, since we paid attention to the national security, we modernized our army. We listened to their advice. We paid sufficient attention to our borders and to our armed forces. And in the 71, what a thumping victory India has. 1 lakh soldiers of the Pakistan army surrendered. And thereafter, a new nation was created by us called Bangladesh. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, after the Second World War, perhaps this was the greatest war fought on this earth between India and Pakistan, with modern equipment, with large armies, and we were victorious in that. So, paying attention, and the whole country unitedly fought this enemy. Now, in the 4th generation war, in the 5th generation war, this is being fought within the country by such kind of elements. You know, Pakistan ISI, I gave you the example of the Pakistan ISI. Their largest budget is to weaken and break India. That's their focus. And they are outright trying to break India. All the messages which you find in the social media, don't blame your Muslim brothers on this. I'm telling you, they are originated from Pakistan's ISI. We people do not understand this. They are outrightly trying to divide us. And it is our duty, each youth whom I have such a high confidence can play a role. Boys and girls, if you take one small step ahead in uniting the country, let me tell you, India can be united. We can be a great nation. Don't allow these divisive forces to weaken India any further. The kind of voices being raised in the social media, the kind of outrightly groups trying to divide the country, they want another partition. Can we afford that? We cannot. Hindus, Muslims have been living since ages here, like the Jains, the Parsis, the Buddhists. And India has accommodated all kinds of religions, all kinds of castes and creeds. Yes, we have our minor differences, but when it comes to the nation, India is our top priority. One India, great India. If we ensure that under the national flag we are one, so we will be the most powerful nation. That's my message to you on this great occasion of our Republic Day. Please take your small step in building our great country. Your one small step, tiny step Likewise, by all the youths taken in this direction will unite us, will make us a strong country. Thank you. Once again, you people have invited me on this occasion of the 71st Republic Day. I'm grateful. This is our academy. I'm sure you are going to face the future challenges boldly and courageously. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you found it useful. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Do also leave us a comment down below with suggestions for future videos. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell icon so that you don't miss any of our future videos. If this was one of the first videos that you saw from SSB Short Academy, I would be very happy to inform you that we have two state-of-the-art campuses, one in Bangalore and the other one in Hoshiarpur, Punjab. There is a third branch also coming up in Rudrapur, Uttarakhand. In all these branches, we have state-of-the-art campuses with a full-fledged GTO ground as well. All the instructors at all these branches are elite ex-armed forces officers with years of experience behind them. So every month we have 3 batches of a 12-day SSB course. Apart from that, we also have weekend courses for people who are working professionals or are students. Apart from that, we also have a 4-day GTO course, and we also organize a PPDT and GTO overview for a very nominal charge. We also have written exam courses for NDA, CDS, FCAT, INET and the Territorial Army. Apart from these, for the people who cannot make it over to our academy, we also organize online personal interviews which will be taken by Major General VPS Bhakuni, who is also a former commandant of the SSB Center in Bangalore. We also have an online psych test. If you really want the worth of your money, then I would suggest that you go for the online interview and the psych assessment test combo, which you can avail for a discounted price. So if you're interested to know more about any of these courses or the online interview, make sure that you give us a call on the number which is appearing on your screen. You can also drop us an email at info@ssbshoreshort.com. Follow us on Instagram for all the latest updates from our academy. Once again, if you found this video helpful, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe for our future videos. Till then, goodbye and take care.